It's what we call in the biz razzle-dazzle time. So I'd like to get our Starr team up here, Dana Starr, Corry Starr, and Alex Francisi. They're going to be walk us through sort of our first work here. Now it's my turn with the disclaimer. These are by far and away the most complicated demos we've ever done at Symphony Innovate. These are live. We've added voice. We've added chat. Later on today, you'll see mobile. You'll see video. I don't expect a response from you. I just want to make sure you knew this was hard. As we're getting set up here, I wanted to give you, just make sure you're oriented as to who Corry and who Dana are playing. So Corry is Corry Sellside. She's our credit salesperson. Alex helping her just to make sure we're working from a workflow. And then Dana here is on the buy side. She's our credit portfolio manager. I'm somewhere either between New York and California, New York and London, or 2 avenues away. But what the key thing is here is Dana does not have a mic like the rest of us do. Everything that you're going to hear from Dana is actually running through a Cloud9 cloud voice connection to Corry. So that's why you're going to hear Dana sounds a little bit different. But with that, while we get everything up and running, I was hoping to show the StreetLinx screen so that Gary could kind of walk us through what the audience is seeing on screen.
Sure.
And here we go.
Yeah, OK, so we're starting the demo with StreetLinx, and Corry is logged in as a salesperson. So she sees a list of her clients based on her firm's coverage system. These are the clients in her network that she has access to. She can drill down into any one of those clients and see strategies and focuses. She can also see all the individuals there, the investment professionals, the back office folks. She can search within a client or across clients, based on a job function, a sector, an asset class, a regional focus, ticker interest. So for example, you could say, which of my portfolio managers that focuses on high yield, cares about energy? Or in its most simple form, she can just look somebody up by name. So we'll start there. She already knows the client, and she's going to find them on StreetLinx.
Thanks, Gary. I'm going to walk everyone through the integration workflow between StreetLinx, Cloud9, and Symphony. I want to connect with Dana, who's my buy-side client. I wonder if she's on Cloud9. I'm going to search the StreetLinx global directory and find her name. Once I click on her, I could see more information. Look, I see she's on both Symphony and Cloud9. By clicking that connect button, I'm going to send her an invitation to both platforms at the same time. Let's head over to Cloud9. The screen is going to split, so you see both of our interfaces. For those of you not familiar with Cloud9, as Jim mentioned, Cloud9 is a cloud internet-based software solution. So anywhere you want to log in, whether it's at work, at home, when you're traveling, as long as you have the internet and your PC with the C9 Trader downloaded on it, you're able to have access to all of your voice connections. That means your direct lines, your speed dials, your hoots, your intercom, and your TV audio. In the demo, you're going to see signaling of red and green. Red means I have an inbound call, and green means that my mic is hot and I'm projecting. One of the unique features about Cloud9 that I want to highlight is that we have something called user presence. You don't only know who you're talking to in terms of the firm, but you know what individual at that firm that you're talking to and who's coming back at you. And that's really powerful. Now, just to rehash. So I sent an invitation from StreetLinx to Cloud9. So both Dana and I will see a new red invitation on our community tab. Once we go into the community tab, we go to new invitations, and both sides of us have to accept that invitation. Under new invitations, you're able to accept it, and once you accept it, you're able to put it on a page that you want of your choice. Once we send that and accept it, we go back to our home screen. Both Dana and I now have that active connection on our layout. For those of you who don't like software and prefer a physical interface, this is our Cloud Hub. The connection at the same time as it was put on the software is also put on your Cloud Hub. I could push to talk on the Cloud Hub or push to open the mic with my mouse. Hey, Dana. Thanks for accepting my invitation.
Hey, Corry. Yeah, amazing how quick and easy that was. With the traditional private wires, we used to take weeks to have a connection.
Right? This is so much more efficient. Let's use Cloud9 to talk now. I also sent you an invitation on Symphony, so we could chat there as well.
Great. Yes, I'm on Symphony too. Speak later.
We're going to switch over to Symphony now. Mike, is there anything you want to tell us about Symphony?
Sure, happily. So what we're going to show on the two screens here is our Symphony 2.0, our capital markets interface specifically, which enables both users to focus on workflows that we feel are obviously essential to what they're doing day to day in the trading desk. On the left, you have their list of chat rooms and folders, and on the right is obviously the chat room itself. What you'll see, for those of you who are familiar with Symphony, is we have a button in the top right corner of each chat. That is actually because this room was linked to a Cloud9 connection when the room was created from StreetLinx, they can actually now access the voice channel directly from in their Symphony chat. This is enabling that seamless escalation from chat to voice, which we all know is so critical when the market's moving. You don't want to be going from your chat platform to finding the right button on your turret. You can now do this within a matter of inches on your desktop, go from chat to voice, and do whatever you need to do when the market is going. So I think that's really important. And we'll go from there.
Now that's super cool. We're going to go back to the demo now.
That literally used to take weeks, or months.
Could you refresh the market on CCL29s?
Yep, one sec. 97 at 98 works on 5.
Okay. I can pay the half out too.
One sec. I gotta repeat, 90 at best.
Okay, nothing done.
No worries, talk later. Womp womp. Dana did not accept my offer.
It's okay, Corry, don't take it personally. So what you saw, just to recap, you saw Corry immediately be able to establish a connection on both Symphony and Cloud9 with Dana via StreetLinx. You saw the flexibility of Cloud9 where both sides could set up their dealer board however they wanted to do it. And then you saw the connection with Symphony, where a user could immediately start a voice channel from their Symphony chat, escalating back and forth. Now, Gary, Corry missed the trade here. This happened on the desk. You spent a lot of your career sitting on a trading desk. Tell us a little bit more about the workflow now and what would have happened.
Sure. So the situation's not dead. It's still an opportunity, right? Because bonds have probably not traded in the last minute. And so obviously Corry knows her client because my former traders would be like, why didn't you get the order? She knows that Dana doesn't leave orders. So now it's sort of on Corry to keep an eye on the price action. Maybe we run into a seller and make sure that she gets that back in front of her client. Now, in an ideal world, I would be going into my 15th system, which was our inquiry capture tool, and I'd look up the QSIP, and I'd put the client's name in, and I'd put 2 million, and she cares at the half. And that would enable another workflow, like if the bond's traced down at that indicated level, I would get an alert.
Now, how often did you really do that?
I have done that. The reality is, you've got 5 more lights ringing, you've got blinking chats, and somebody waiting on hold. So you're on to the next wire, and this is just one of 50 things that you're trying to keep track of over the next couple of days.
Yeah, and this is a story we hear all the time from our customers, large and small, that they have too many systems. They know what they should be doing, but they don't have the connectivity to make that happen. And for us, fundamentally, the principle that Symphony was founded on, the principle that Cloud9 was founded on, the principle that StreetLinx was founded on, was very much we want to enable user connectivity and user workflow seamlessly, but we also want to help the organization. And we do that we are open, all platforms with their open API approach, so that our customers can access the right data at the right time to enable those downstream workflows. And those downstream workflows may be leveraging their own proprietary artificial intelligence or machine learning capabilities, or they may be partnering with another player, either that we know or that they don't, or that they know. But the key here is by using these platforms, and our forward-thinking, technology-first approach, they can go further from there. So let's bring it home, Corry, and show us the final part of the demo.
Today, in order to enable the downstream intelligence, we've partnered with VoxSmart and leveraged their speech recognition technology. They automate the process by taking our transcription and putting it into both Symphony and my CRM. If I go into Symphony and go to my coverage room, you're able to see the transcription of the conversation that Dana and I just had. Because I have Symphony integration with my CRM, you're also able to click directly into my CRM tool. This type of automation creates efficiencies and saves me a ton of time.
Awesome. That's great. And obviously, we've been practicing a lot by what you see on the screen. Excellent. Jim, you want to talk a little bit about what Cloud9 does with transcription and how it enables it?
Yeah, sure. One of the really unique things about how we record audio is we do what we call multi-channel recording. And so each speaker is on its own channel. So not only do you know what was said, you know who said it, which is super critical for things like trade reconciliation or trade dispute kind of discussions. This was just two people, so pretty easy to know who was talking. But if you had a bunch of people in a chat, it's really critical. So definitely revolutionizes how you look at what is being recorded and how it's going to be transcribed via transcription engine.
Yeah, no, that's super cool. And obviously, we've only been a family for 4 months respectively, 3 months respectively, and I think what's most exciting for me is how our products are starting to come together, but also how our teams are coming together, and the numerous whiteboard sessions and sleeve roll-up, and our product engineering design teams really getting together and making this happen. So it's been really exciting. Now, where do we go from here, guys? This is the tip of the iceberg. Jim, talk a little bit about what we've been talking about with Cloud9 and Symphony and where we go from here.
Yeah, sure. So what you saw today was all based on open APIs, as Mike talked about. We have an API approach, so does Symphony and StreetLinx. So this was hooked up in a matter of months through the APIs. And this will be commercially available in a few months. Mm-hmm. So you'll be able to have this in Symphony and Cloud9 going forward. What we're looking at in next year is what we basically looking at, Cloud9 is focused on traders, but we're looking at trader-adjacent users. That's middle office, back office. And leveraging Symphony and the connectivity and presence that Symphony has with those users by building like a Symphony extension app where we have Cloud9 embedded in there. And so you're on Symphony, you can leverage all the capabilities of Cloud9 natively in Symphony. And then the long-term vision is bring all the apps together completely. It's a single app with a great user experience. Everything you need to do on Cloud9, you can do in the Symphony, in the unified app. And obviously leveraging the community and capabilities of StreetLinx.
Awesome. Gary, you want to talk a little about the forward?
Yeah, I mean, that to me is just an incredibly exciting building block for what so many of our customers have been spending years investing in, and that is around tracking and putting structure around interaction data. So I think being able to leverage the Cloud9 multi-channel functionality to take voice, and because it knows who's talking, right, can transcribe that into a chat, which many of our customers are already going through and looking for metadata within those chats. Like you could imagine in the example that we had, CCL 29s, that's a bond, right, with this QSIP. And we think that there was an offer here, and we think there was a target level. So for things like getting things into the inquiry system, like it wasn't that I didn't want things into the system. It's better for my client. It's better for me. It's better for our system if we can make sure that we're matching up buyers and sellers. But to be able to, whether it's 3 weeks from now, get a notification and say like, you had a client that was talking about this bond, or we think they were talking about that, is extremely powerful. And I think it has implications beyond, sort of inquiry and trading, like things like trade breaks, or when, did somebody say done on the trade, or when were we talking about, that name or that sector or this topic, and just to be able to cover your clients better, have a extra set of memory, sort of behind you.
It's the full conversation, right? It's end to end on all the activity.
Yeah, and so much of the engagement is on voice. So I think that many of our customers have already gotten sort of previews conceptually about what we were doing here on the demo and helped us shape it. So really excited to just show folks in reality that work stream, grabbing the conversation, transcribing it, and then dropping it over into our CRM without anybody lifting a finger.
Yeah, and we've talked about this internally. We think the word trader voice isn't really the right word anymore. It's always been the wrong word, but for us, it's really about market's voice and connecting all the market participants with our voice channel, and then going deep in terms of the data and automation downstream.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Dana, Corry, Alex, thank you so much for helping us with the demo. Jim, thank you so much.